All right. Welcome, welcome, welcome. When you see that crowd, brothers and sisters, you know you are at the right place at the right time. Welcome to the Money Game Live, episode number 17 here on Closing the Gap Broadcast Network. Brothers and sisters, I'm your host, Brother Daryl Muhammad. Happy to be with you here tonight so we can bring you another exciting nugget-packed show talking about the money game so Black people can win and dominate. This is your first time here. Welcome, welcome, welcome. You're in for a treat. And those regular ones, I see you out there. Welcome back. And definitely, as you know, share the stream, brothers and sisters, right? Share the stream. We don't have any commercials, anything like that. So we need for you to participate. Your currency is flow, is the energy flow. All right. So we definitely want you to share the stream. If it's worth your time being here, it's worth everybody you know time as well. So we're just excited to be here again. We ended Ramadan. We had our Eid Mubarak. Oh man, this past couple of weeks have just been super exciting. But we were here back. We're coming back to you live as always. We come here on the second and fourth Sunday of every month, God willing, at 6 p.m. Central Standard Time, 7 o'clock on the East Coast. And we're here to bring you some relevant information, brothers and sisters, that you and I need at this particular time, talking about the money game. All right. Now, the content of this show is based on my book, and you all should have it, called The Money Game, so Black people can win and dominate. The emphasis on win and dominate. If you don't have it, there's a link right there for you to get on my special elusive, exclusive, private list. And next week, God willing, we're going to have a private Zoom, just those folks on that list and myself, so we can talk about the book, so we can talk about the concepts in the book, so we can expound on them, and I can give you some practical applications about this book. All right. And if you do have it, read it, put your questions together. So when we get together next Saturday, and you'll get an email with all the time and everything, then you can come prepared like a good student. All right. So let me just tell you a little bit about this show, brothers and sisters, in this book, so you can have the proper expectation. Over my 40 plus years of being on this grind on money, how to understand money, entrepreneurship, stockbroker, network marketing, self-employed, real estate investor, all that good stuff. Over the past 40 years, really since 1980. 1980 is when I first got my first No Money Down real estate course by Ed Beckley. And as they say, the rest is history. I haven't been the same since. But I always, as I went along that 40-year journey, brothers and sisters, I picked up a lot of nuggets along the way. And that's what this book helps us to take the ceiling off of our thinking, take the wool off of our eyes when it comes to the money game, but not just to play, but to win and dominate. Now, one of the things that I realized over the years on this sojourner is that the top of any area of life is it's not only for a few, but only a few reach that level. It's for those who are willing to go through the process, right? Successfully enough. And the process is never ending, because there is no lid on the ceiling, right? So, brothers and sisters, you have to understand, if we want to win and dominate, you're in an environment with others that are trying to win and dominate too. Not in a competitive situation. It may seem like that. You may frame it like that. But it's all about what can you and I and we as a people dominate or accomplish and strive and to dominate the money game. So it's only a few, and it only takes a few. It's only a few that run the world. It's only a few that dominates the stock market. So we're going to talk about these things, these missing pieces. So on that journey, I always look for the missing pieces. What's not readily available to the masses? We fantasize about the Illuminati. We fantasize about Skull and Bones. We fantasize about these groups, if they exist or not. But the way I look at it is, regardless if they exist or not, the truth of the matter is a few. that know what the masses of the people don't know. And they use that for empowerment. So that lets me know if I want to win and dominate in any field, I have to know what the masses of those that are participating in that field don't know. Now, how I use that determines if it's good or bad, right? So this is what we have to understand. We strive to reach levels, and we don't have a good enough understanding of what it takes. What do I have to do? So my book is designed to take the mystique off of it, to tell us what we need to know, not what we want to know, to tell us what we need to know that 99.9% of other money books are not telling us. As I say on the back of the book, Black people in America, children of ex-slaves, we don't need another course on crypto. We don't need another way to make a lot of money. We don't need another course on event space. We don't need another, or even on real estate. We don't need another one of those. We have that. There's those of us who are making money and good money in those areas, but our communities still suffer. We're still in want. It appears like we haven't made any substantial progress with all these multi-millionaire Black people and even billionaire. And as I saw that over the years and still see it today, it lets me know, and it should let you know, brothers and sisters, there's still something missing. There's still something missing, and it's not more of the same. So as I learned that on my 40-year sojourner, then I looked for things that were missing, keys that were missing, that was not directly related to getting money and getting a bag and getting chips and cheddar and cheese. That's obvious. We're in America. People come from around the world for economic advancement. So America's not short on opportunities to make money. So why is the condition of the majority of the people, why are Black people's condition still the same? That's the answer that I wanted to find out. And those are the answers or the questions to those are the answers to the questions that I've learned, and I'm still learning, but I put it in this book. The Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan said, a man with equal knowledge cannot rule you. So obviously we don't have equal knowledge. So I've always been on the lookout for that knowledge. And I found bits and pieces and nuggets that you'll find in that book. So Black people can win and dominate. It takes more than money to win and dominate. So we need to know what are those pieces to the puzzle to win and dominate at the money game. Now, winning and dominate, that's different to everybody. But at least we need to crystallize in our minds. What is that? Now, we have enough Black people who are conscious, right? We're culturally conscious. We're pro-Black. But our money game is weak. Our money game is not where it should be. Those of us who are conscious, I'm talking about. You have those that are conscious that need money, and you have those that got, those of us, talking about Black people, Black people, America, Black Americans. They have those that got all this money. We see it on Instagram, but their level of Black consciousness is way down here. The Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan said, an enemy never wants wisdom and money to come together. So whatever our enemy does not want, we should want it. All right, brothers and sisters. So in a nutshell, that's what this show is about. So we come here every 2 weeks to give you, I mean, these nuggets are heavy, right? It may seem simple, but you got to delve down deep into it. So it gives you 2 weeks to really, digest this meal. Give you a chance to go to the website, make sure you log in and get on that list, and then get the book so you can get the book and read it. Give you some chance to process the thinking. Because if you want to make some substantial progress in life right now in a very short period of time, you're the type of person I'm looking for. I'm looking to network with the largest group of like-minded people that I've ever done before in my life, because the time dictates the agenda. Brothers and sisters, we're going to talk about two things tonight before we bring on your courage coach. You get a double, you get jabs here, right? You get myself, and then you get your courage coach, Brother Assad Muhammad, who is, oh man, this brother, if you don't know about him, you got to go do your homework. But he's an inspirational, he's a courage coach. He's an inspirational coach. He's a courage coach. Now you heard of inspirational speaker, heard of motivational speaker. He's a courage coach. That's his brand. His message is to give us courage. And you can have all the everything else you want in life. If you and I don't have courage, we would never get what we deserve in life. Brothers and sisters, share this stream. We're about to get into this content. Share this stream. Sharing speaks volumes of the individual. So you want to share this stream. Never come to a money conversation by yourself. Write that down. Never come to a money conversation by yourself unless you've been instructed to come along. Because you too should be looking for individuals in 2025 that are like-minded, that you can partner with in knowledge, partner with in consciousness, even though you may do something totally different. So you can move forward, so your family can move forward, and together our community can move forward. All right, so you see the link down there below. Support the Money Game Show. Go to Cash App, brothers and sisters. You will never, and we will never win at the money game, let alone dominate, until we understand flow, currency flow, until we understand that you have to let go to receive. And if you let go hesitantly, it'll come back very slow to you. But you got to learn how to make quick decisions. Once you understand something is of value, you release it in faith, knowing it's going to come back to you in abundance. Because that's just the way things are set up. So don't question it. Lean into it. Lean into it. Write this down. And I got this from, it's in my book. I got this from my one of my mentors in network marketing. He said this. He said, don't look at what you don't have. Look at what you do have to get what you don't have. That's a nugget right there, brothers and sisters. See, I'm going to help you as I have learned over the years. I'm going to help you if you join that link, if you sign on to the moneygamebook.com and you buy the book. You got to plant the seed before you reap. We're going to talk about what is really, really, really required. What most of the gurus don't tell you because they're too busy trying to sell you something. And I ain't hating on them because I'm in that space. I'm not a guru, but I'm in that space. Right? So we got to know, somebody got to come and pull back the curtains and tell you the truth. All right? And that's what we're going to do here. So make sure you give, brothers and sisters, and you sow where your faith is. Let me try to find the other link for closing the gap, because we have to support those who support us. Oh, here it is. I'm somewhere else here. Where is it at? Okay. All right. So there you go. Donate to Closing the Gap broadcast, Cash App, PayPal, Zelle. If you hold your hand, brothers and sisters, then God in the universe will hold his hand from you. You got to let it go. The very thing that you want, you got to release first. Not in suspicion, not in doubt, with full faith that it's going to come back tenfold. You plant a seed in the ground. If you're a farmer, you plant it in doubt, then you're not a good farmer. All right. So we're going to talk about two things. You share this stream. We're about to get started. I just want to give some time for the those that come on late, and for you to kind of stop what you're doing in the background because you're multitasking and you're trying to do everything at once. Stop. Go somewhere by yourself. This is serious. This is a serious topic. You're taking the most valuable thing that you have that God has given you. You want to learn how to use that, compress it, right? Give it the focus and attention that time requires and it demands. And that's our time. Let me drop another one on you. One of the biggest mistakes that people make to work that stops us from getting from winning and dominating in the money game is that we got the money game backwards. Those that lose or not winning think like this. They're waste time and squeeze a dollar. Oh, I can't spend it. I know I'm not going to spend it. Oh no, I'm going to find free. Those that understand, those that win and dominate at the money game do the opposite. They give money to buy back time. See, that's the whole concept of freedom. To give money, to invest money in investments, income producing assets in order so it can buy back your time. You can buy your time back from a job. See, it's not a lot to learn or to win and dominate the money game. It requires us with the right components, the right mindset. So share this stream. You give, brother and sister. If you got $20, give 10 and 10. You got $5, $250. You got $100, 50-50. Every time you come here, treat like church. We passing the bucket. We might pass it. No, we not might. We're gonna pass it a couple of times. Go ahead and drop something in the offering plate, because we live in a very, very material world. You can't be about getting money and you don't understand the relevancy of releasing it. All right, so we're going to talk about two things tonight real quick. We promise not to be long, to be strong. We're going to talk about the truth about net worth. You hear about net worth. If you've been around in the space of money, you hear about net worth. What is your net worth? Oh, she's a billionaire. He's a billionaire. He's worth $100 million. I saw something on Instagram or somewhere talking about Janet Jackson worth $180 million. What is your net worth? Net worth. We're going to talk about the truth about net worth that I learned from those that are winning and dominating. See, so what I did, brothers and sisters, I went and found out. I went and snuck into the circles that most of us black people will never get in, like being a stockbroker of two major Wall Street firms. Less than 1% of stockbrokers when I was a stockbroker were minorities. That include women and everybody else. So black men, there are very, very few. So I'm bringing you these secret nuggets that they don't want you and I to know. But somebody got to come tell us. I couldn't keep the song said, I just couldn't keep it all to myself. That's why you can't keep it all to yourself. How are you and I going to get something from people who thought enough to share it, and then we going to get it and we going to hide it and we not going to share it? That right there disqualifies us for the very thing that we don't want to give and share. So the truth about net worth that I found out that I want to share with you. Then we're going to talk about this economy. This economy is crazy, brothers and sisters. So what are we supposed to do, Brother Darrell? What do you think? You've had all this experience. You've been on the grind for 40 years trying to figure this thing out. Save me some time. Remember, save some time. You pay money to save time, not save time, or not save money and waste your time. Just flip that around right there, brothers and sisters, to put you in a winning position, right? So it's a crazy economy. You're not paying attention? Tariffs and how that's going to affect just, the auto industry and the farmers and the border closed down and who going to pick the cotton. I mean, who gonna pick the vegetables and stuff, right? Credit card balances at all-time high, which means people are using their credit cards to make up for the inflation of eggs and gas. Even though it's come down a little bit, it's still higher than it was prior to COVID. Then we talk about this. So that's credit card debt. Then you got to talk about school debt, and then all these governmental layoffs that we see that Doge is doing. I remember back in the day, I saw a statistic that said that 70% of Black people in America who are working work for the government or some governmental agency, a school teacher, work at the, work for the post office, Social Security, probation for the state, local or governmental agency. So what are we supposed to do with these things and uncertainty? And now he's changing the tariffs and everybody's up in an uproar. Folks losing their mind. What are we supposed to do, Daryl? Let me tell you what I'm doing. Right? The best advice is the best advice that you follow yourself. So we're going to talk about that. Somebody has to come, as I stated in my book, somebody has to talk about money, dominating with money and winning with money from our perspective. As a Black American, child of ex-slaves, then that way the affinity, we can relate at a very, very high level. So therefore the communication is crystal clear. And then when you get on that private Zoom we're going to have next Saturday, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about, because I'll be able to talk more freely, right? And that's another thing I learned about those that win and dominate. 80% of what they do is in private, never intended nor meant for the public. Really, 90%. Just look at that. 90% of what you see moving and shaking on a large level in government and business and stuff, that comes from private meetings, brothers and sisters. That comes from people that you don't even know. And we're going to talk about that next Saturday on the Zoom. So we're going to talk about these economies. So what do we do? So get ready. Here we go. We're going to launch into it. But before we do that, have you given? What you waiting on? Write it down. Cash App, $, TMG Show. Okay, and you see the link there to get on. Because see, the coach and I are here just so we can identify those that are going to raise their hand and going to go through the process. So we both can see if we're qualified to work together and move to the next level, because that's what those that win and dominate do. They don't take somebody just because they got a few dollars, because that's not really what they're interested in, that dollar that gets you in the door. They're looking for all the dollars that's going to come out the back door by what they do together in the room. Does that make sense? That makes sense? Okay. So, like my boy Elijah says, let me take a sip of some water, that is. So share, brothers and sisters. I should see that number go up, right? The number should go up. I don't know if you see it or not. I know we're on 2 Facebook pages. We're on 2 YouTube pages. We tried to get on Instagram. Don't know how to do that yet. Don't know what's up with that. But share this stream, brothers and sisters. You should press that share button until one of your friends say something. How many times you going to share it? I got it the first time. See, you can't win. We can't win and dominate if we're too timid and worrying about how it's going to look. It's going to make it look like I'm bothering people. So that means you'll rather lose at the money game because you worrying about bothering people. I got a news flash for you. You're always going to bother people when you're trying to do something that the rest of the people are not doing. Right? So let's talk about it real quick. Net worth. Net worth. What is net worth? Because we hear a lot, when you get in this space, but you hear a lot of phrases. You hear a lot of money terms, right? Rich, wealthy, net worth, cash flow, revenue, sales. I mean, it just goes on and on and on and on. So you and I have to be clear. They call it, you have to clear the word. You have to look up the definition of the word. You got to clear it. So you can be clear on what it means. You think you know what it means, but do you know for sure? The only way to know for sure is you have to look it up. The ultimate number The ultimate number, I would say, or term we should be shooting for, destination we should be shooting for in trying to win and dominate at the money game is net worth. You might have heard, and Robert Kiyosaki says, your network determines your net worth. Your network, the people that you're netted with, like a net. You see, net has interwoven parts, right? So who are you netted with, connected to, and what kind of work y'all doing together? I can have a network of friends, and the work we do together is watch the football game. Well, that's the work we do, watch the basketball game. So that network will determine my net worth. That's why I've also might have heard the term, your revenue, your income, whatever you want to call it, is as equal to the 5 closest people, the average of the 5 closest people to you. These are just terms and mantras and anecdotes just used to kind of help clear our vision, help clear our thinking, to make sense out of nothing. You know what I'm saying? Just so we can start having some mass, some understanding to when we look at money or we hear things, when we hear money terms. So your network, and that's true, network. Who you're netted with, that you work with, will determine your net worth. But here's the thing that I found out in my sojourner, and I mentioned this on the back of my book. So if you don't have it, brothers and sisters, I don't know what you're doing. You're just playing. I talk about this, about being infatuated with money, infatuated with becoming wealthy, infatuated with having, a lot of money in the bank. Infatuated, not in love, not even in love. I'm not talking about being in love with money, right? But infatuated, the emotion is shallow, is weak, is immature. I say on the back of the book, right? I say on the back of the book that we have to. Certain things, there is no choice. We have to understand certain things when it comes to money. I mentioned on the back of the book that we as Black people in America, children of ex-slaves, we need more than what the general public has to offer us, especially when it comes to money, building wealth, financial freedom, getting rich, generational wealth. See, this is what we have to understand. Nobody else has to understand it because nobody else has gone through what we've gone through in slavery. So what I came to understand, and the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan helped me with this. He used a word called requisite, not prerequisite, requisite. That means we have to have something before, and I say on the back of my book, we have to have knowledge before the general knowledge. We need knowledge before the knowledge that's given to the masses of the people that we can get from gurus and just from the public space. Because we're not working with the same mindset, the same support group, the same reference base that other people are working from, the same cumulative life experience as a people. There's a big gap there that has to be closed up in order for us to maximize the general information about money so we can win and dominate. I've never heard anybody take it from that position, linking the two together. And that's a gap. So what is the requisite knowledge that we need as children of ex-slave that'll help us to maximize the general information? And I say maximize, and that's why it says win and dominate. Maximize, it means beyond yourself, not just yourself, but yourself, your family, and our community. We don't have enough of those people. That's why we don't see the change that we should change to have so much purchasing power. $1.3 trillion purchasing power, all these multi-millionaires in Black America. is that requisite knowledge that Mr. Farrakhan talks about, that I call it, and he calls it, and we call it in the Nation of Islam, the knowledge of self. And without the knowledge of self, brothers and sisters, we won't know what's in our best interest. And therefore, we wouldn't even have we won't have a desire great enough to be concerned about our family and our people, our community. That takes a high level of awareness of the knowledge of self. So I learned that decades ago through my sojourner and being in the nation now over 33 years. So I look at it from that perspective. Requisite. We need requisite. Whatever it is, whatever you're talking about, we need requisite knowledge. And you go look up the word. Don't want to spend too much time on that because I want to make my point. So therefore, when I hear general phrases, I know we need something prior to that. When I hear general concepts, I know we need something prior to that. So they said network equals your network. That is true. But here's what I learned from these secret places. So the thing that ultimately determines your net worth, yes, is your network. But here it is. You ready? Write this down. Share this stream because I'm about to drop a nugget. The thing that really, truly determines your and my net worth is what we believe our self-worth is. Your net worth will never be greater than your self-worth. See what I'm saying? That's not when you're trying to get money. When I got bills to pay. Oh, I'm over my head. I'm about to lose my house, about to lose my car. You're just looking at what I need, quick fix. I'm telling you what we need as a people to win and dominate. There's a whole lot of quick fixes out there. You can go drive Uber. You can do DoorDash. I'm not talking about that. This is to win and dominate. Win and dominate is a long-term game, and you play it your lifetime, and you pass it on to your children. The winning formulas to win and dominate. So it's our self-worth. If all I feel that I'm worthy of a Range Rover, all it would have is what I need to generate, how much income I need to generate, what kind of credit I need to have to get a Range Rover. See, it's not bad or good. It just is what it is. So if you and I want to have a large net worth, that is determined by self-worth. What am I worth? What am I worthy of? See, you're not going to find this in these other books you read about money. You're going to find out how to do crypto, how to do real estate. But if you don't feel that you're worthy of the things that you can achieve, that they say you can achieve with these different investment opportunities and programs, brothers and sisters, then you'll never achieve it. I'm just going to tell you straight up, you'll never achieve it. Because we don't think enough of ourselves. We don't think that we're worthy enough. And then you should think that you're worthy enough to where it's beyond just you now. I'm worthy enough to get it for my family, my children, my grandchildren, and I'm worthy enough to be the one to do it for the community. I'm worthy enough. But you have to become worthy enough. It starts with saying it, but we have to be it. Be, do, have. We got to be it before we can do it, before we can have it. So that's the truth about net worth. Yes, it's based on your network, but even who you associate with will be based on how you feel about yourself. How you feel about yourself. You'll start hanging around people who are more aspirational. You'll start hanging around people who are more determined to win and dominate at the money game in a conscious way, in a righteous way, because you feel better about yourself. You're worthy of much, 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 much more. And you have to convince yourself. It's not going to happen overnight. It'll happen over time. That's why it's a long-term play. All right, so share this stream, brothers and sisters. Go ahead and share this stream. And let's get into topic number 2. And then we'll take a break. because it's a lot. I know it's a lot. And if it's not a lot, it's deep. It goes as deep as you can imagine. So we're going to come back and we're going to hear from our courage coach, and he's going to give you some nuggets, some things you can do, a different perspective. Because here's the thing you have to understand about the mind. If you continue to use the same thinking that has gotten you in the situation, who said that? Einstein, I think, said the same mind that got you in your situation, good or bad or indifferent, can't be the same mind to get you out. So you have to change your perspective on money. You have no choice. You have to change your perspective of yourself. You have no choice. If you want to win and dominate. If not, then, hey, like I say, it's only a few that rule the world. Okay? So the second thing we're going to talk about, brothers and sisters, let's talk about it right now. After you share, I'll wait till we get a couple more people on the screen. So how about that? That's fair, huh? We won't start the second half or the next topic until you share the stream. How about that? So the second thing we want to talk about, this economy is crazy. What do I do? What do I do? It's crazy, man. I don't even watch the news because, I mean, it's just topsy-turvy and, oh, man. And then depending on if you listen to CNN or if you listen to Fox or if you listen to, oh, man, you're just confused. Yeah, it's crazy out there in them streets. So what do? You don't get in them streets. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to take a break in the next 5 or 10 minutes. Don't want to spend too much time, brothers and sisters. Go ahead and share this stream. Make that donation. Split it half and half between Closing the Gap broadcast and us. You need to see, bro. Okay, there it is again. So here's what we need to do. Don't panic. Don't panic, brothers and sisters. See, the more aware you become of the big picture, the more you and I start thinking out of self-interest, knowledge of self, then we'll see where we fit in this big fuss, this big confusion. And then we won't be manipulated. Let me give you an example. Right? Tariffs hit, stock market crashed. Right? You go on the news, oh man, that's bad. See, trillions of dollars were lost in one day and the week and all this other kind of stuff. See, if you drink that Kool-Aid, say, oh man, the stock, oh my God. Oh, see, the world coming to it. See, that damn Donald Trump. But they say 60% of the Americans don't even invest in the stock market. And you should know better than anybody else if your money in the stock market or not. And if it's not, then you shouldn't be around there hollering fire, 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 like those that got money in the stock market. See? That's why we got to have requisite knowledge. So, as it's been said in the past, so when the slave master house catch on fire, we won't say, our house burning, master, our house. You'll know that we out in the field. Our house ain't burning. Your house burning. And the house Negro houses is burning. See, so 50% of Americans not even, 60% of Americans not even in the stock market. So we got to know what's in our best interest and what affects us. Now, eggs and prices, this, that, and the other, yeah, that affect us, okay? So we need to be aware of it. So don't be fearful, but don't be afraid. Stop. Breathe. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. And now the second thing you do, mind your own business. I talk about that in my book. Mind your own business, brothers and sisters. What does your money look like? What does your credit look like? What does your debt look like? Be concerned about that. Know what that is. Watch that every day. I do that. Look at all my balances, my accounts, credit balance, cash balance. Look at it. Just to look at, so I need to know. So it can't be said that I don't know what's going on. I'm not minding my own business. Mind your own business, brothers and sisters. Look at your money every day. It's not good. It's not bad. It is what it is. No such thing as bad numbers. You might hear that term, but you need to know better from this day forward. $1,000 is good if all you need is 500, but $1,000 is bad if you need $2,000. So just what you have is not bad or good. It is what it is. And you look at what you got to get what you don't have. So mind your own business. And here's the thing. Number three. You ready? We're gonna take our break. Number 3, increase your income. Increase your income. I used to tell my ex-wife and my family all the time, don't pray that the prices will come down. Pray that my money will go up. See, paradigm shift. Those that win and dominate the money game, they're not praying that prices come down. It'd be good if prices come down for the average person, for the majority of people. But those that are winning and dominating, they always focus on increasing their income. Good times, bad times, increase your income. Increase your income. Increase your income. Increase your income. I learned as a stockbroker, they're always looking for somewhere to put their money. Good times, bad times, they don't want it sitting on the sideline because they know that's definitely a losing proposition. That's playing not to lose. So they're always looking for investments. In bad times, good times, they're always looking for investments that can grow their income. Grow their income. So brothers and sisters, grow your income. You cannot outsave your income. Write that down and come look at it later. You cannot outsave your income. You cannot save more than what you make. Yes, you can. You should save. Don't get it twisted. Don't get me wrong. Get me right. Focus on your income and your expenses, but your top line is income, and it's your top line for a reason. So focus on your income. Focus on your top line. Now, I didn't say ignore anything else. Pay extra attention to your top line. How can I increase that? And we're going to talk about that when you sign up for the money game. Let me pull it back up. When you sign up for that, brothers and sisters, at that moneygamebook.com, we're going to talk about that. Or you ask me the question. Because you can't talk about everything about money to win and dominate on one Zoom or 100 Zoom. And you can't write it all in a 200-page book. You can only get started in that conversation or add to that conversation. It's a never exhausting subject. All right. So focus on your top line. Focus on increasing your income. They say in metaphysics, where attention goes, energy flows. You focus on your income and then go after and look at and ask your mind, how can I increase it? Where I'm at, where I'm working at. First, you always start where you are. How can I increase it there? Then you see outside of that where you can increase it. All right, brothers and sisters. So you got it? Share this stream. We're going to take a break real quick, and then we're going to bring on the Courage Coach, your Courage Coach. So go ahead and let's take about a 2-minute break. Share this stream, review your notes. If you have some questions or whatever comments, put them in there. We'll look at them during the break, and we'll come back and answer them. All right? So we'll be back for the second half with your Courage Coach. We'll be right back. right, brothers and sisters, we are back. You have tuned in to the Money Game, so Black people can win and dominate. This is episode number 17, brothers and sisters. This is part 2. If it's your first time here, welcome, welcome, welcome. And if you're back again, welcome back, brothers and sisters. You want to go and check out our other episodes. We did 16 other episodes here at the Money Game, so Black people can win and dominate. And we talk about money like you've never, ever heard before, right? Here at Closing the Gap Broadcast Network. Only here at Closing the Gap Broadcast Network where you hear money talked about like this. And only here on this show where you hear money put together with mindset. Because I know, as you should know, as your courage coach knows, that skill set alone won't get it. The thing that materializes skill set is mindset. So we have to get our minds right. That's the requisite knowledge. We got to get our minds right. In today's society, it just teach you, right, to go and do so you can get what you have. But the courage coach has been doing this for decades. We ain't new to this. We true to this. He has helped many of thousands of people around the country, in Canada, on giving them tools. This is DIY, but do it yourself. We give you tools, brothers and sisters. We give you the courage. We give you what we know that you need, not what you want. And then we're looking for a handful of individuals so we can do what we know that's required so we can win and dominate, not just at the money game, but at life, which you're learning are life principles. With that being said, where you at? Let's see, is he here? Oh, there he is, the courage coach.
Yes, sir.
How you doing? How you doing?
I'm doing well. Thank Allah. I am doing fantastic. My life is as it should be. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Well, you always in the green room and you're watching. My phone ring. You watching and you stay plugged in now. That's one thing I gotta say about you. You stay plugged in with what the people need.
Yes,
not yesterday, not last week, right? But you need daily bread. We all need daily bread. And that's what your courage coach brings. I've been knowing he and I have been networking, right? For years now. 4, 5, 6, 7 years. That's another story. And we'll share that with you in the private groups, right? Share that with you in the private groups. But he has helped so many brothers and sisters. He's helped me. He's helped so many from our previous networking group, our other broadcast that we did many, many years ago. We are here. We are seed planters. All right. But every farmer who plants seed always looks forward to the harvest. All right. So, Courage Coach, what you got for us?
Yes, sir, Brother Gerald. Thank you once again. Now, you almost did the job. I was listening in. I'm like, man, he all in the courage coach lane. You need to back away from that. I was about to text you like, brother, no, you teaching the teachings now. You about to. I'm like, I ain't gonna leave me with nothing to do. I said, all right, he's stepping. He making me step up my game now. I got to bring premium level courage coach. So,
right.
But I thank you.
Look, bro, Kurt, the paid version.
Yes, that's what I thought. I was thinking. I was over. I'm like, now I got to probably give him some of the paid version. but I thank you, brother Daryl. I thank everybody that's watching, and I thank our wonderful Closing the Gap hosts for facilitating the platform and setting it up. Being those foundational stones by which we all can do what we do and have a place to do it and people to do it with. And so I'm thankful for everybody involved. One of the things, you all, that when Brother Daryl sent me today's talk, is I said, now where am I going to go with that? And I normally don't write things down. I just don't like to write things down. Life is dynamic. And I've had enough life experiences, books read, things I've seen and done, things like that, to where I could kind of marshal all those forces to have something of value to say. So I don't care too much for writing a bunch of stuff down and making notes and trying to memorize things and all that. And I like to say, let the spirit move me. And so one of the things that came to my mind, you all, is when Brother Daryl sent me that, I said net worth. And most people automatically go to the financial. That's just where most people go. Net worth. What's your net worth? What's your net worth? But the first thought that hit my mind was this. You know, in the Bible, some of you might have read the Bible, gone by the Bible before, and a question was, or a conversation was had, and a question came up. And before I go there, let's go to a previous part of the book where it says a good name, right? A good name is more valuable than gold or riches, right? But the actual word in there is not a good name. It's actually a good reputation. That's actually what was actually there. It's a good reputation. A good reputation is more valuable than riches. Why a good reputation? Why a good reputation? What people say and think about you. Now, some people say, I don't care what people think about me. You should. You should. There's a part of that where you should care what people are saying, because if it's consistent enough, if it's a wide swath of humanity and enough data points and ages and ethnicities and, you know what I'm saying, and genders, and you got a good mix and sample set of individuals to pull from, and they all say you off the chain, guess what? That's your reputation. You say, I don't care. Well, that's fine. You don't have to care, but just know that's your reputation. You heard the saying, people say your reputation precedes you. So when you walk into a room, your reputation went ahead of you. It showed up before you even came. See, you might not even get an invitation to a get together, a gathering, a party, a soiree because of our reputation. So a good reputation is more valuable than riches. So let's go back. Excuse me. Later on in the book, a conversation is being had between a certain man and another man. He says, what do men say about me? Who do men say I am? Like, what's my reputation out there, homie? He said, oh, they say this, they call you that, they say this, they say that. He says, well, who do you say I am? Because you rolling with me. What do you think? And he says this. And he says, hold on. Ooh, you touching on my reputation now. I G's with that. I messes with you on that. Don't say that to nobody. Don't tell nobody that one right there. Because what happens is the conversation, he said, oh, you tapped into my net worth. You done tapped into my net worth. What do you mean, coach? What are you talking about? What do you believe about you? What do you think about you? What do you know about you? What are all the pieces, the intricacies, the twists and ties of life that make you who you are, that make us all who we are, all those twists and turns and connections and all that stuff, and everything you are is in that net. What is that reputation? What is your net worth? What do you believe about you? Does it line up with other people believe or think or know about you? See, you can have delusions of grandeur. A lot of us have delusions of grandeur. We think we're somebody that we are not. Oh, yes. Oh, come on. Come on. Come on. Some of y'all got relatives that think they can rap. Allah, help, don't let. Oh, I'm the courage coach. Though. Come on, y'all know them whack rappers. Y'all see them at Savers Day with their CDs. Coach, stop. Somebody right now said, don't do it. Don't do it, coach. You know it ain't that good. I know you going to go a little magic. Go, you want to be encouraging. It ain't good. Just say it ain't good. Come on, it's going to help them. Some people deserve to be fired from their job because you're not good at the job. You ain't saying, oh, you know what, it'll be all right if you got my order wrong and you didn't do right. You had a nasty attitude. It's going to be all right. You don't do that at the restaurant. No, you don't. No, you don't. You want to complain. I ain't never coming back. You all irate and belligerent about it. Yeah. Well, be that. Keep that same energy with the goofy whack rapper person can't sing. You got a cousin can't sing a lick, and they be swear they can sing. Oh, I want to sing, and they trying to get you like, oh man, that is horrible. But I think I'm the best. I think, well, you can think that all you want, but does it match up with your reputation? Is your good name? Who do men say that you are? Now, they may, some people may get it wrong, but if you get a wide enough sample set, more than likely, people have honed in on the truth. And you might not believe it. You might not want to accept it because you might have delusions of grandeur, right? You might really think more of yourself than you should. I'm thinking more of myself than I should. I'm this, I'm that, I'm this, I'm that, I'm this, I'm that. But does it match up across the board? What do you think about you? What do you know about you? If you know you have a consistent pattern of behavior to where you're kind, you're charitable, you're honest, right? You're forthright, then that's who you are. That's your personality. You've done it most of your life. Everywhere you go, you're looking to help people and people say, oh man, thank you so much. I remember when you helped me that time. You got people, you get a good sample set of people say, oh, that's right. I did do that. You forget these things because that's who you are. It's your net of worth. Now, it's not about what other people say, but it is about matching up what you know about you and what people say. It has to be a connection, the net of your worth. Now, as it comes to this, like the money game, how you win and dominate, or life, how you win and dominate, or family, how you win and dominate, or your job and how you win and dominate, or whatever it is you're doing, how do you win and dominate as it relates to our net worth? I want each and every one of you who are watching this, whether the live or the replay, I want you to grab a piece of paper sometime today, or whatever you can. Just grab a piece of paper, or go on your phone. And people don't group paper no more. Get on your phone, get in your notes section, and I want you to document with honesty. Be truthful with you for once. Nobody else is going to read it, so you can be brutally honest with yourself. That's something you want to learn how to do, and tell yourself the truth. Say, I am charitable, I am kind, I am forgiving, I am slow to wrath and anger. I am. You can get your I ams in, right? Get all that stuff written down. Who you just know. You just know. This is how I get down. This is my baseline. And anytime somebody acts contrary to any of these things, I get very upset or uncomfortable. Right? I really want to challenge that. That's usually those things that you really hone in on. It's kind of like this. I used to say this to my students, Brother Daryl, when I was teaching the workshops and seminars across the globe. And I would say, you don't go to church or mosque or synagogue and listen for the parts you already agree with. That's not why you go. You don't go for the parts you already agree with. You in there clapping. That's right. That's right, Brother Minister. That's right. You tell them. That ain't your part. That is absolutely not your part. It's the part when the minister, or the imam, or the pastor say something, and you go, No, I know I ain't talking about that. He need to get stay in his business. He need to worry about his own. See, that's your part. The part where you ain't clapping, and that's right, you ain't shouting about the parts where you fornicate. You like, that's right, fornicators need to be church fans. You ain't most the fornicators ain't jumping up on that one. The adulterators ain't jumping up on that part. If you thieving, when he's thou shalt not steal, he go hard on the thou shalt not steal part. The Steelers ain't. They not jumping up and shouting, that's right. Go ahead, man. Teach the truth. Shame the devil. No. You quiet. It's those parts that you want to lock in on, the parts where you get quiet. You go, You like get a little clap. Yes, sir. That's the part where you say, let me lock in. That's the part I need to get tighten up on and get together. Okay. So, but what I want you to do, I want you to grab your notes. Get there and start writing down those things that you're worth. What's your worth? What am I worth in the marketplace? What am I worth to my family? What am I worth to my coworkers? What am I worth to my friends? What am I worth to my social circle? What's my worth? Where's my value lie? And once you start locking in on that, I want you to find ways to enhance it. Because your net worth is tied to your network. But your network and your net worth go hand in hand because they're interconnected. If you goofy and weird and angry and a lot of disempowered behavior and attitudes and stuff, don't nobody want to mess with you. Then your network's gonna be small. You have a very small network. Yeah, Elijah Muhammad in Mess to the Black Man in the Economic Blueprint. And if you haven't read it, you need to read it. Go reread it. Lock it in your brain. Study. You got to study it. He said, find 6 to 8 of like mind. 6 to 8. He didn't say 30, 40, 50, 70, 90. He said 6 to, if you can find 6 to 8 of like mind. Wow. That seems like an awfully small number, but a monstrosity of a task if you really look at it. You find 6 to 8 people of like mind and then pool your resources, right? What each one of you know how to do. But see, the only way you're going to get 6 to 8 of like mind is you got to have a net worth that people want to be connected to. What's your worth? Are you valuable in the marketplace? Is your attitude going to get us bad deals? Like the deal's going to go sour because your attitude? You in there popping off and can't control your emotions. And see, that's going to be a liability and not an asset. What's your worth in the marketplace? I'm talking all marketplaces, everywhere. What's your worth? So, brothers and sisters, write those things down that you know in your heart of hearts that you. Now, I'm not talking delusions of grandeur. I'm talking really, you know, I'm consistent in this. I'm consistent in these areas. And then I want you to do this. Give some people that you know permission to be honest with you. Yep. Give some people that you know permission to be absolutely, without a doubt, honest with you and say, well, what do you see me as? How do you see me? How do you view me? Just honestly, there's no repercussions, no reprisal, won't be no pushback, kickback, or nothing. I'm going to be quiet. I won't even respond to it. I'll just listen and take it all in. It's okay if I record it. And let them tell you the truth. Say, you know what you mean? You're always angry, or you always focus on negativity and disempowerment. Some people, that's their bend of mind. It's always doom and gloom. Like it's hard on Facebook. Some people, they just focus completely and solely on death, destruction, doom, and gloom. I know why your life is jacked up and goofy. I know why you're not going to accomplish your goals. I know why you're going to stay in that stagnant position, if not go down, because all you focus on is negativity, disempowerment, doom and gloom, the future. You ain't even dealing with your right now. You so far off in the dirt space, looking in the sky and the clouds, and look, I seen stuff, and ooh, the world's coming to an end. The world been coming to an end, you goofball. You gonna still die either way, whether it come to an end, don't come to an end. You know how many people done died with that verbiage in their mouth? Matter of fact, one of my clients I just found out today just passed. A good dude, solid dude. Whether the world coming to an end or not, he gone now. Wow. I don't choose to focus on that. And then you can choose to focus on disempowerment if you want. I'm not telling you how to live your life at all. My life is extremely peaceful and happy because I don't focus on that stuff. I'm not watching it. The stock market up or down, whatever. I'll check my stocks now because like my portfolio, I'm like, oh, shoot, I need to move some stuff around. Or you know what? Now let me wait that out. Let me load up on some things. It's not to be construed as financial advice. I'm going to load up on some stuff here. And like, oh, shoot, discount bargain. Bargain basement prices. Let's get it, baby. If you know how to set up the play, you know how to set up the play. I'm not concerned one way or the other. You could open up a business. Well, it's just gambling. Well, yeah, go open up you a little pie shop. They go out of business all the time. It's okay. When the last time you went to a Marie Callender's restaurant? Yeah, thank you. Yeah, at some point this stuff dropped off. It don't happen like that. Kmart and all this stuff. These people are multi-billion dollar companies and they go out of business. It happens. There's no guarantee in life. You're looking for some guarantee. Don't be born. That's a guarantee. So find out from people that are close to you, give them permission to be absolutely honest with you and tell you how you present, how you actually present. And then you might see a connection between how you're presenting and the relationships you have or lack thereof, the opportunities that you're afforded or lack thereof, right? And how far you'll go or grow based on the truth of that. Your net worth, right? How you see yourself has to match up and be consistent with how others are seeing you. Because if it doesn't, you're going to have a disconnect, some dissonance. You can't figure out why you can't quite get things going. Nobody's supporting my business. It's easy to blame the consumer. It's a lot more difficult to think and say, you know what, maybe I need to change my product, which is me. I am your courage coach. Cultivate the courage to roar. Brother Daryl, back to you.
Yes, sir. Courage Coach never fails, brothers and sisters. See, this is what you should show up every time we broadcast to receive. See, brothers and sisters, this is what you and I need, right? This is what you and I need, because this is what it's going to take to win and dominate. See, when you're focusing on winning and dominating, you ain't got to worry about surviving. You got that taken care of because you shooting way past paying your bills, right? And you're going to learn these things. If you go ahead and sign up, you stay plugged in. It's all about being plugged in, brothers and sisters. Your light will not come on. You're going to have the most expensive light, the highest watts, and it got 10,000 hours on it. But if you don't have it plugged into the wall and no power coming to your socket, and we stay too disconnected, Courage Coach, and wonder why our lights don't, I'm clicking and I'm turning it, click, 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 click. You burn up all that energy, and you're not plugged in, or your light bulb is 40 watts. And you wonder why it's so dim and it's flickering off and on because your connection got a short in it. See, there's so much, brothers and sisters. That's why only a few get fully engaged, stay fully engaged long enough to reap the rewards. That's why Coach and I, we only looking, he said 6 to 8. Well, we already got 2. He just looking for 4 to 6 more. We know we got to do these broadcasts to find those other 6 to 8. But just know when Courage Coach not find these 6 and 8, we're going to shut this shop down, because this resource, this energy that we have that we're flowing in this direction now has to flow to a different direction. See, these are universal principles, brothers and sisters, that you have to learn and you have to apply to your life. And by default, you'll be successful. Courage Coach can trace. See, I'll give you the idea and the concept so you can wrap your mind around it. Coach going to give you the practical tools and tell you, write down this and write down that. Now go to this person, get your honest opinion. See, back to self-worth. See, he tied it all together with coaching, and see, he expounded on it. See? Because you have to understand, if you're going to network with people, they need to see you at minimum the best way you see yourself or more. But you got to see yourself in a good light. And it can't be on, like Coach said, on smoke and mirrors. You got to be truthful with yourself. Being truthful with yourself doesn't mean you're going to be hard on yourself. It's both sides. Truth cuts both ways, they say. So truthful with yourself means, what are my pros? What are my cons? Okay, good. That's what I got to work with. So let me go to work. And see, you need to be a part of this group, because we're only looking for 6 or 8 or 4 to 6. Why? Because, you know, you don't want to get caught up in the confusion that's out here. Some people say, Coach, you might want to touch on it real quick. Some people say, should I work on my strength or should I work on my weaknesses? Should I double down on my strength or should I focus on my weaknesses? What's your take on that, Courage Coach? What's your help me out?
That's a good one right there. You know, you got to see it. You don't have to, but it's good to look at it differently, frame it differently, right? I love reframes, right? I love reframes. I don't look at it as strengths and weaknesses. I look at it as it is. Like, that's why I say life is as it should be, right? Now, people say strengths and weaknesses, but it's the totality of your life and how you move. Now, what you got to do is determine whether something's empowering or disempowering. Because what you may see as a weakness might be a strength to somebody else. It's about perspective. What you see as a strength is a weakness to somebody else. So it's all about perspective, right? But here's what I was thinking, Brother Daryl. You know, where are you going to get the most return at? That's where I want to put my focus and my energy, where I'm going to get the most return back, right? And so right now I got some things growing out in the yard here, and well, it's on the yard. I had a yard like it's a yard, but out there. And so it tickled me when I said it. There's a whole lot of yard. When you mow it, it ain't yard. It's like land. But I got some things growing, and I got some navy beans growing, and some other things, some flowers and other things growing right now. But I put attention on those things, right? I water. I'm checking them every day. I'm looking and okay, make sure the birds ain't bothering this stuff. Okay, look like this is coming up, and sunflowers are doing well. Okay, fruit trees are right. Maybe get a little water on it. They soil still moist. Okay, let me leave that alone. And I'm paying attention to it because it's going to give me a return, right? Well, there's a lot of areas that still need to be dealt with, right? I still got a lot of stuff to do, and I'll give them attention. But what's most important at the time? So you have to prioritize things. What's going to give you the maximum return right now? It might be a strength or it might be a weakness. You know what? I want to get a better job or a promotion in my company. And my last review says I need to be more outgoing. Okay. So I'm pretty strong here and I'm consistent there. So if I want to go to that level, then I'm going to put some attention in being more outgoing. It's not necessarily a weakness. It's just saying, hey, if you want to graduate to higher levels, then you just put a little energy right here and then go up. But that I'm saying negate the other things. No, no, no. Because see, most people operate in a mindset of lack and limitation and scarcity. They think it's not enough. If I do this, I can't do that. I can't do this. Can't do. Oh my goodness, that baffles my brain. If I told you all how many different things I did today, you'd be like, wow. You what? I did the car. I did this. I reconstructed that. I started doing the framing on this. I did that. I did all these different things today. I gave things equal attention as required based on their value to me. Right? Some things can't be completed right now because it has to wait for a future time for something else. So with that whole concept of positives and negatives and all that stuff, you just look for areas that you say, you know what? I want to focus on this right now. Why? Not because it's a negative. I want to focus on this right now because I want to get more value out of that area of my life. So let me give that attention, make some adjustments, and then get the value back. But doesn't mean stop being kind and being charitable. See, you don't stop being charitable because you want to work on your attitude. See, I don't know how you frame that. Like, okay, I'm gonna stop being charitable while I work on my attitude. That is the ridiculous to think the thought. Still be good at what you're good at in the areas that you want to bring up. Then you just say, hey, let me add that in. You don't stop cooking because you got to put paprika in the dish. Oh, let me turn off the stove and put everything away and add some paprika. No, who does that? No, you keep it boiling. You got a little simmer going. Let me add a little thyme in. Let me add a little oregano in. So it keeps stirring. Let me go over here and put the top on that and grab this and start whisking that. And okay, let me go back and check on it. Everything's still happening at the same time. Yeah. So just stay fluid. That would be my biggest advice: is stay fluid.
Yeah, good, coach. Yeah, see, brother, so that's why you have to tap into those that have an area of expertise. It's all about expertise. They talk about that in Think and Grow Rich, right? Specialized knowledge. See, that's expertise. Now, I agree with the coach because he acquired that reality from a different perspective than me. I realized that reality as a stockbroker, right? What's the best investment? Well, the best investment depends on what's the best investment for you. See, also learn that there's very few things that's absolute, right? That applies regardless of what. And the truth of the matter is the only real absolute is Allah himself. Everything else is conditional. You say, well, gravity absolute. No, not once you get outside the atmosphere. It ain't absolute. Right? So the thing that I'll take from that, we'll share this more when you get into our private groups, right? You have to understand, brothers and sisters, you have to tap into that which teaches you how to think, not what to think. See, once you learn how to think, then you can hear phrases and know if it, number one, applies to you and your situation, like Coach say, right now. Right now, you might need to focus on your strength. And then later on, you focus on improvements in the areas that you need to improve to kind of keep things, coming up together. See, Coach can get into all that. Things that are relevant, you can't let them lag too far behind, because now it pulls down. Now it's harder to keep on going up. So at some point in time, you got to keep it. You got to bring everything up. All your matrix got to come up, right? So, brothers and sisters, so that's what you're going to learn. It once again, the requisite knowledge is ultimately to learn how to think. Those of us of old schoolers, Coach, like you and I, go back 30 years on personal development. Just go to Earl Nightingale, The Stranger's Secret.
Ooh, that's a heavy hitter, brother. Let me tell you this: we should make that required listening for every single student, because you get that Stranger Secret and you get the full volume. Because I bought the full volume. I paid a lot of money for the full volume. It's like 1,000 CDs. It's a ridiculous amount of CDs, audios, and man, whew, heavy.
See, brothers and sisters, that you talking about 30, that's back in the 50s, I think that came out, right? So we old school. Coach and I old school. We OGs, right? There's OGs more than in the streets now. In the underground pharmaceutical business, in the law enforcement, the street law enforcement, we some OGs on this, brothers and sisters. And we're going to close with this. Part of winning and dominating at the money game, part of requisite knowledge. Once you increase self-worth, right? And only the way you increase your self-worth, brothers and sisters, by what you put in yourself. What makes up self? Like Coach said, you negative and the world coming to see, then your worth gonna go down. You're gonna go down the tone scale. You're gonna get close to apathy and all this other kind of stuff. See? But if you understand it, then you'll be consuming only those things that will feed to increase your self-worth. And self-worth, and Coach can tell you, self-worth, first of all, everything starts up here on how you think about yourself. Ooh, if Coach, ooh, that's too expensive. Ooh, that costs too much. Those are questions and those are statements that indicates a person's self-worth. Now, don't get me wrong. Now, that don't make them a bad person.
Nope.
It just means they self-worth indicator, thermometer is low.
Can I say something, brother? Real quick. I gotta say this. I was with a brother and his family a few weeks ago. When I got back in, and we hanging out for Eid and everything. We just kind of hanging out, fam. And so we went to go get something to eat, take the children, everything, go grab something to eat. And we pulled up to this place, and it's a parking lot. The first stall was like available. And I've been doing this for the last 15 years or so, that if I pull up into a store that I'm going to and that first spot is open, I pull in that spot and I go preferred parking for preferred people, because this is how my life is supposed to be. And they laughed. I'm like, I've been doing this for almost 20 years, y'all. I say, I really believe my life is supposed to be this way, that the front spot is supposed to be available for me when I pull up. When I pull into a restaurant, the seating is available. They got seating available for me. I ain't got to wait long. And if I do got to wait, they're really apologetic and, oh, I'm so sorry for like they messed up or something. I want, that's the experience I expect. So if you don't have a healthy expectation that good is going to come your way and that good things are going to happen to you and for you, then you can feel how you want to feel and think how you want to think. But Brother Daryl just shared with you all was a jewel is a jewel for you. Your self-worth is tied to something as simple as me saying preferred parking for preferred people, because this is how my life is supposed to be. Back to you, Brother.
All right, brothers and sisters. So that's it. Hopefully that'll hold you for another 2 weeks when we come back. We'll be back on the 4th Sunday of this month, the 2nd and 4th Sunday of every month. But you don't have to wait until then. We got a link there at the bottom on the other page, the moneygamebook.com. But you need to give. You see there on the screen, whatever you have to give, you desire to give financially, split it in half. Give half to Closing the Gap. You see the way to donate there, and also the other half to the Money Game. Just like any broadcast network, you have to pay for your space, your time on that network, right? And we're here to help you, brothers and sisters, to accelerate the process. Coaches, mentors are there to accelerate the process for you. So that's what we're here to do. And only a few tap in, plug in, and go for the duration of the time. That's why you only see a few at the top. You only see a few that are winning and dominating at the Money Game. Don't be jealous. Don't be envious. Just know they paid a price that others, and God forbid, you are not willing to pay. That's the problem, not whatever you think they're doing to get to that level. It matters not. Everybody that's winning and dominating at the Money Game are not crooks and thieves. I cover that in my book, Myths Around the Money Game. So that being said, brothers and sisters, mark your calendar. We'll be back, God willing, but you can reach out to us. You can leave a comment below. I'll check them later. You got the moneygamebook.com. Get on the list next Saturday. We're going to have our private call there. We're going to invite the Courage Coach to come back on that private call, because we're looking for 4 to 6 more people that want to go on this journey. You want to know how long it takes to win at the Money Game and dominate the Money Game? Right? You go into law school, you want to know how long it's going to take. Go to medical school, you want to know how long it's going to. You can become an engineer, you want to know how long it's going to take. So I'll tell you. See, we're here to tell you the truth. You know how long it's going to take you to win and dominate the Money Game? The rest of your life. So you got to come in knowing I'm going to dedicate the rest of my life to learning how to play the Money Game to win and dominate. And if you can achieve it before you die, that's a bonus. But you know the beautiful thing about it? You're going to acquire things along the way. You're going to acquire success along the way. So it's not what they call negative sum game. It's not all or nothing when you play the Money Game to win and dominate with the right rules. So until next time, brothers and sisters, thank you so very much for your time. Thank you for being here, because we won't get this time back. So make sure you make the most of it. That's your job. As we say always, we'll see you at the top, brothers and sisters. Only place to go is at the top, not from the top. No. Why? Check this out. Because you, your family, but most importantly, our community deserves your very best. That's your self-worth. All right? Until next time, God bless. We out of here. Where we at? We out, baby. Let's go. Boom.